Come on. There we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Gamestore Guardians. I am Will, and this is not Mike.
Sorry to disappoint everybody.
So, there's going to be some changes going forward. Mike is still around. He has some life changing stuff happening because he's expecting a baby, his second. So,
For him, congrats.
yeah, congrats to Mike. So he is going to be doing some behind the scenes stuff. He's still going to do the battle reports when we get those back on. But he will still be popping on the podcast from every now and then. But we're gonna have a rotating cast from our local community coming on as like co-hosts, guests, all that stuff. So we have talked about this guy a lot. So
My
this is
reputation precedes me, I
yes,
guess.
this is Leo. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
How you guys doing? I'm Leo. I know I've been brought up a few times for better or for worse with this. Usually when Will's proceeded to beat the crap out of me in a match. Um, I got into MCP about a year ago, and I've been having a blast with it. I have the same problem Will does. I'm on a quest to collect every single box that they've put out so far.
I'm almost done.
Um, yeah, I know. Every time you think you're almost done, though, they put out something new. And it's. I keep saying to myself, I'm almost done. No more. I'm gonna take a break, and then Rhino came out. Now, Spider Woman and
Agent Venom
Agent Venom are coming.
and Beta
I gotta
Ray and
get them.
Ulik.
Thankfully I don't have to worry about them because I don't have Asgardians yet. But yeah, it's actually Will and Mike are the ones that I got into the game ahead of time because I was looking to play Warhammer, and then
Ooh.
I found Marvel through that, and then meeting Will and Mike at the store kind of pushed me over the edge to fully dedicate myself to it, and I've been having a blast ever since. So I'm very happy to be here. Will, thank you for having me on.
No problem. Yeah, I think you were one of the first ones me and Mike reeled in.
More than likely,
Yeah, because
I
I
was
had.
also the first. It's the first one to feel the wrath of your She-Hulk
That's
too.
true. I love my A Force.
I know you do. Uh,
And I'm sure we'll be talking about A Force in a little bit.
oh, I'm sure of it.
Yes, but yeah. So he could not make it to our tournament that was this weekend, sadly, because he had to go do other things.
Yeah, life happens. Unfortunately, it was
Yeah.
my friend's birthday 2 weeks ago. His work changed his schedule, so what was supposed to be the free weekend for me to go to the tournament turned out to be having to make up his birthday because he had to work for whatever reason.
Yeah, but no, we had a good time. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
I'm
But
excited to hear how it went.
oh yeah, it was pretty great. But first, what have you built or painted or done anything this week?
So I painted. I didn't paint Rhino. I built Rhino. I
Hmm.
primed him. I have him sitting actually behind me on my windowsill with the rest of my like unpainted Marvel Wall of Shame. Uh, I'm looking forward to painting him. I'm hoping to get him done. I'm probably gonna when we're done here. I'm probably gonna sit down and paint him. So at least I have him painted for tomorrow night
Hmm.
when I show up because I want to work him into my Web Warriors list if it's possible. Aside from that, I painted Wolverine. I started X-23, but like the paint I have isn't working, and it looks like a 6-year-old just dipped it into a vat of paint, and I'm not happy with it. So
Yeah.
I may have to start her over, unfortunately. I really can't do much in the way of painting until I get that whole situation figured out because it seems like even with the paint shaker I got for Christmas, it's not. It's still like I'm putting water on a piece of plastic. It's not working too
Well, do
hot.
you have the mixing bowls in it or not in the paint?
Yeah, the mixing
Oh, you
bowls in
do.
it and everything. It's some colors are fine. They're thick. They go on no problem. They
Hmm.
mix great. Some of them, no matter what I do, no matter how much I shake them or whatever, it does not. It comes out like it's water and it goes on like water.
Yeah.
I can't get a break,
Well,
unfortunately.
well, I use mostly Army Painter. I believe you mostly use Army Painter too, correct?
Yeah, I think I just got a bad batch of army paint,
Yeah.
unfortunately for me.
And I love their air paints. The regular paints were some of them are a little suspect, but I'm actually going to be switching to Pro Acryl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to pick up my first set for that probably in a couple weeks.
And you have to let me know how that goes for you. What about you? Have you built or painted anything this week?
So much. Well, for the last couple weeks, so it's been a while since we did the podcast. I think our last one was like a week or two before Christmas. So
Yeah, I think that was it.
everything I got for Christmas is painted, which is Strucker, Zola, Red Skull, the Grunts, the Weapon X box. So they're all done. And then, because I'm running Weapon X, I didn't like how my Honey Badger and X-23 came out when I painted them like a year ago. So
Right.
I bought that box again and redid them. And then I just picked up Rhino.
Nice.
So yeah, I finished. He was a. I assembled him and ready by the weekend because I squeezed him into Weapon X this weekend.
How did he work for you?
Not bad. He was a good target. That's what I wanted him for.
Okay, he was just kind of a meat shield for the most part.
Yes. Um, I will say my quickest turnaround was Honey Badger and X-23, the second box. I
Mhm.
bought it on Friday. Like it came delivered on Friday, assembled, primed, painted, and done by Saturday for the
Nice.
tournament.
I when you want to make sure something's painted for the table, you find the time,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, because I wanted all my core Weapon X guys to have a matching basis, so they all have mud and snow and all kinds of
Nice.
craziness. But
Yeah, you've inspired me to try and learn how to do that. Actually, I have Violent Steve actually sitting back there on the windowsill. I want to
hell
try and
yeah,
see if I can't get his base done right.
hell yeah, Violent Steve. Right now, I'm about 95% done with the bunker. I just wiped
Mhm.
the oil wash on before we start recording. I just want to put some snow on it and then seal it up, and I should be ready because I have a whole Weapon X map ready.
Oh yeah, you were telling me you wanted to start getting like theme maps done, so I'm excited to see what the bunker looks like.
Yeah.
What did you get for that Weapon X map?
From Monster Fight Club,
Hmm.
I got a bunch of like ice rocks and some trees and some bushes, and then I bought their mat, which is a double-sided neoprene mat.
Ooh,
So, and instead of putting the big circles, because I bought a piece of acrylic. I've been busy. I bought a piece of acrylic, and I drilled holes in it so I could template my maps because
okay.
I had a bunch of pre-marked ones. But I
Mhm.
don't like all the circles on the map. So for this map, I just laid the template on, and I put a dot in the middle of each circle. This way, you know
Mhm.
roughly where everything goes, and it's a little more discreet, so it's not as distracting.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah. So again, I always say just remeasure after you put the tokens down because it might be a little off, but it should be
Eh,
all right.
that's all right. We eyeball it half the time.
Yeah,
Going,
I'm down here with a drill and acrylic and just like drilling holes with a diamond bit going through this thing, smelling like a nail polish shop down here.
you know what? It's dedication to the craft, and I know for a fact that a lot of the guys from the local scene anyway really do appreciate the maps that you bring out, and I'm sure they'll go over well at the tournament
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. We try to keep it like terrain. We don't want it to favor anybody, so we're
Right.
trying. And you know me, I like playing on loaded maps, but I try to keep it between like 27 and 30 points.
Right.
So this one should be fun because it's like a completely different layout. But yeah, the tournament this weekend was super fun.
I had it. I know it seemed like at least when I was sitting on sitting on a train on the way to New York, there was a couple guys. It seemed like a little bit of a later start, but it seemed like once you guys get everything going, it went smooth as can be.
Yeah, I mean, we started around 10:30. A couple guys were were running a little late, so we held up for them. It started with 14 people. One guy
Mhm.
dropped because he had to go, and then Mike had to go, so he dropped. So we wound up with 12, but we started with 14.
Mhm.
Um, I have the breakdown in front of me actually. So affiliation wise, we had. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's right here. We had three people using Brotherhood.
Okay.
Um, a couple of Hydra. We had two Hydra Cabal. We had three Cabal total. Two Hydra Cabal. One Midnight Suns and Defenders.
Mhm.
One X Men. Uh, Criminal Syndicate Spider Foes, and one Guardians. You know who Guardians was? Art.
Of course.
And then I was running Weapon X.
That's a pretty good mix of affiliations. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought there'd be more people focusing on like the new toys that came out.
Oh, they were. I mean, we had three Brotherhood character people, and they were all running Pyro and Blob and Rhino.
Of course. Of
I
course.
think one of the guys actually all of his matches were against Brotherhood, except for like
That
me,
sounds.
and he was running Brotherhood. so, um, but no, Emil came in first place.
Oh wow, good for
Yeah,
him.
he was undefeated till the last round. We all went 3-1. The top, I think the top, I think like the top four people were 3-1. No, top three were 3-1. So Emil was first.
Hmm.
Staten Island Mike was second.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, and then I came in third. Finally.
Starting to get that redemption arc going.
Oh yeah, because like I mean I've been playing, I've been putting in the time, but like nothing was super clicking other than A Force and Shield a little bit. But like I was running Winter Guard for like a solid 2 months, and
Yeah,
just losing but having fun. But
hey, that's all that matters.
yeah, but then I started messing around with Weapon X, and Weapon X is nasty.
Oh yeah,
Weapon
I love.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
super nasty. Just I
Were
had
the
Rhino in there as a target.
okay?
I had Baron Mordo in there boosting people. Punisher and Weapon X, so good.
You were telling me about this, and I've been tempted to pick up his box, but Red Seal hasn't had him as of late, so I
Yeah,
may have to ask either from the get him in as an order, or if I can't find him somewhere else.
yeah. I mean, Dan will order it for you if you just ask him.
Yeah, he always does. Dan's always really accommodating to all of us, which is great.
Yeah, but the fun thing with Weapon X, which is there's like a mini game. There's so many tokens that's involved
Hmm.
with Weapon X. So you have the memory tokens, you
Yep.
have the dossier if you choose the dossier. Punisher has his punishment tokens. Deadpool has the chimmy. So it's like
You've
I.
you've been singing the praise of the Chimmy for a
Oh
while
my
too.
god, I love it. Deadpool and Weapon X is like a hidden gem
Hmm.
because you get the boost from the memory tokens. He's deceptively tanky. If you put the chimney on him, then now he has either healing factor 2 and remove a condition or healing factor 3.
Yep.
And when he flips, he's a menace. I got 2 dance parties off a couple weeks ago at ECG.
Wow.
Yeah, he was just running the board on Magneto. Um, but yeah, it's super fun. I have a tournament coming up this weekend at the War Gamers Guild, which is over in Yardville, and I
Okay.
tweaked my list a little bit because right now, who we'll talk about in a second, I have 3 4s in my list. I got Logan, Sabretooth,
Hmm.
and the rotating forward. Started off as Rogue, who just gets murdered in one shot anytime I use Rogue. Like at ECG,
Hmm.
Noah took down Angela, or Noah's Angela took down Rogue, 1 hit, 9 dice, just obliterated.
Wow.
Um, this weekend it was Rhino because I wanted
Hmm.
to try Rhino out, and he's fun. Rhino, super fun. But I'm really excited. Originally, it was going to be Spider Woman because I absolutely think she's going to be fantastic in Weapon X
Hmm.
because she's a long mover. She gives them a different damage type, and if you have the conditions right, she could just move somebody right into the blade blender.
Yeah, very true. I haven't really had much of a chance to look at her card. I've like glanced through it. That's been yeah, I've seen it around you throwing it up a couple times.
Hmm.
I haven't had a chance to actually like fully look at her card just yet, but I know she's got some cool toys with her, especially with her what is it? Her tactics card she's coming with.
Yeah, yeah. We'll talk about her in a second, but I may try Beta Ray Bill in that spot as well.
When's Beta Ray Bill supposed to come out?
The same day.
Oh, okay, well fair enough. Answer that question.
So I'm actually going to pull up his card as well because I forgot that we haven't talked about him. So we'll talk about him too.
Yeah, let me pull him
Um,
in because I didn't know his card was up yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. His tactics cards aren't out yet, but he's out there just looking like a monster.
Oh
He's the
wow.
Thor everybody wanted. But yeah, so the weekend was fun. We did 4 rounds. It was a great turnout. Every time we do these tournaments, they've just progressively been getting bigger.
Hmm.
So it's I love that in the year that I've been playing because I started playing around last March because I got it for Christmas.
Right.
The community has grown so much between you and then Rob and Art coming over and Noah and every week it seems like we have more people looking at the table and just being like, hey, what's that? And then like within a week or two, they're like, hey, I bought the core set. Anybody want to run through a game with me? And we're like, sure.
Yeah, because it's the big thing that I've noticed with the game, at least what got me into it, is it's such a recognizable IP.
Yeah.
And what person doesn't want to control like Spider-Man or Captain America or Thor, or even be able to like take their favorite heroes and create a whole team out of it?
Mm-hmm.
But also the game itself is just so unique because I think you've talked about this with Mike on a previous podcast. The ability that the game allows you to not only interact with the other units on the table, but also to interact with the like landscape itself, like being able to pick up Blockbuster and throw it at another
Mm-hmm.
character, and being able to pick up another character and beat somebody else with that character is just so unique
I'll
that not a
kick
lot
your
of
ass
games
with
really do.
Charles, as a matter of fact.
Exactly, and it's definitely like the game's also faster, and the fact that you have that ability to be like, okay, well, Deadpool got dazed this round, but he can come back full of power and just go roughshod on people.
Mm-hmm.
It brings a lot more people in for I think those factors. Also, you and Mike have been so, and everybody else at the store really have been so accommodating and friendly, and like everybody in the community is just like, yeah, we want you to come in and play with us because this game is awesome and we want to show you why we love it so much.
Yeah, and like I've had a tournament every weekend in January.
Oh
Like
wow.
other than the first weekend where I was sick because COVID's great.
Oh
Um,
yeah. I'm glad you're feeling better from that, by the
oh yeah,
way.
thank you. But like every weekend in January, other than the first weekend, I have somewhere to go. Like, and
Mhm.
I was never like a competitive player. Like, this is my first real tabletop game, other than like Hero Clicks, like decades ago. But
Right, right.
super fun. Everybody I met in the community is great. I ran the event at PAX. Trying to plan something for November, like a real big event for the Jersey Shore. So it's been super fun, and I just and in this brave new world of crises,
Hmm.
we're still trying to figure out what's good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely a whole new like labbing moment we have to have with this now because they've changed so much with just those couple quick changes to the crisis cards, which
Yeah.
was probably the best thing they've done.
Oh, absolutely. Feel like a brand new game.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the same four crises every time, and not every affiliation is using the exact same cards anymore.
Like I can't remember the last time I played Hammers.
But Hammer a couple weeks ago, they're running in my Weapon X list.
See, no, my Weapon X list is just gross. I have what are my extracts? I have Paranoia, which is like my favorite extract for
I
Weapon
have that in
X.
there too. Yep, I haven't. It hasn't been pulled yet, but I have it.
Yeah, I got Paranoia, Cubes, which they love power,
Yeah, very
and,
true.
and Senators
Yep, I have senators too.
for just the straight murder of it all. Um, I didn't have Senators in there for a minute. I had Alien Shift. I'm like, you know what? I want to try Senators, and it worked out this weekend.
Oh yeah.
And I played on TTS I think a week ago, and we pulled Senators and Sword Base, and that's just gross.
Oh, that sounds like it's unfun for everybody involved.
Logan flipped 3 Sword Bases in one turn.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
The fact that Logan, just all of his basic attacks can be like, what's that? I can't get close to you, but I can attack you. All right, cool. And now I'm in the middle of your team, and now I'm
Yes.
just gonna blender everybody. Is amazing.
Oh my god, I have Logan in the backfield by the end of round 1 usually.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You know why? Because Lockjaw is the freaking MVP of Weapon X.
Yeah, you were telling me that you were gonna run Lockjaw on that. So how does that work?
Oh my god. He's not in every Crisis character.
Right.
I like running him when there's a back point.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is what I like to do. I don't do it every time, but Lockjaw's like my third activation, ish. Um, so he starts next to somebody. He gets 3 power off the jump because he's a good boy. Then you teleport Logan.
Okay.
You teleport someone next to Logan. Then you just got to get some air to make Logan go away. So Logan's in the midfield before he's activated.
Oh my god.
He's either on a
Oh my.
flank already or he's like at your back gamma.
Wow. Okay. Well, I've only seen Lockjaw once, and that was the second tournament I've ever played in. I saw Lockjaw. Aside from that, nobody runs him, nobody plays him. I forgot he was a character until you brought him back up.
No, he is fantastic. And then once he starts getting power, because he's going to stay in the back most of the time,
Mhm.
you start throwing interdimensional bloodhound on people. So you add an extra die to your attack.
Mhm.
It's just like Craven's thing, and he could do it on more than one target. If he has 6 power, he could do it on 2 targets.
Oh my god.
So,
And we all know Weapon X likes getting more
oh
dice.
my god, so good. And Punisher, if you have him running too, he's getting punishment tokens if people are getting dazed, and he's doing 10 dice sniper shots from range 5.
See, now you're making me want to get. See, now I gotta get.
But
I'm trying to behave.
I said
I'm trying to behave.
I did switch a couple characters out for my tournament this weekend because I want to try Colossus in the other 4 spot
Okay.
because I think Weapon X could use a bodyguard.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So again, I could teleport Logan up, teleport Colossus next to him. He can go away, but now Colossus is already near the midfield
Yeah.
doing stuff. The other character I'm trying is Cable.
Really? Cable.
I swapped out Mordor for Cable
Okay.
because one, Cable has up to a size 4 throw.
Yes, he does.
He has range 5.
Okay.
He has a mystic attack.
Yup, that's something Weapon X is definitely lacking.
He could buff your defense by 2 dice. Plus, with the memory tokens, that's another 2 dice. So all of a
Yep.
sudden,
Okay.
Logan has a 6 Mystic defense.
Which is big for him.
Yeah. Or if you have Sabretooth, all of a sudden he has 8 Mystic defense for no damn reason.
I might have to look at Cable again. Like he's sitting on that shelf of shame over
Oh
there,
yeah,
and I didn't think I was ever gonna use him. But
yeah, it could technically be Weapon X Force. I'm not gonna run X Force, but unless Psylocke, who also was revealed, Psylocke and Emma
yes,
Frost,
yes,
who Psylocke should be X Force affiliated. I hope.
we will hope. But they're weird with their affiliation choices. Like when they threw Domino into Weapon X for no reason. Like they're a little.
She's great though.
Oh, yeah, she's great. Listen, don't get me wrong. She's great to have, but there's definitely like that was like a weird choice. 'Cause
Yeah.
I sat down and looked at the actual like Weapon X like cast, like who's actually in there, and she's not there. And I was like, I wonder why. The other choice I guess was Cable. I don't know.
I mean, it's
They wanted to put her
basically
in
X Force without Cable.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like everybody on the list has healing factor except Domino.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
But yeah, they did reveal Psylocke, who is Betsy Braddock, which I know some people are upset about because I guess they don't want the white woman in the Asian woman's body kind of thing. But that, like, when you think of Psylocke, that's who you think of. She's like the iconic Psylocke.
Man, I'm not. Is that from the comics or is that just like?
Oh yeah, in the comics, Betsy Braddock, a British woman, somehow I forget the specifics, but she had her brain implanted into a Japanese assassin.
Okay.
Yeah. And eventually she got her memories back and she realized who she was, but she was still trapped in that body for like ever. Now they were able to split them. So Psylocke is now, I think, Quanon, I think is her name. And Betsy Braddock became Captain Britain.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too versed with the whole, like, unfortunately, my exposure to Psylocke came from Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah, everybody's it. Like,
And,
I want to
like,
see some Psylocke clones as her power, like a couple of like holographic decoy kind of things.
That'd be cool. I'm wondering, I'm definitely like, I want to know your thoughts on these as well. Like, what do you think we're gonna get with those characters in terms of like maybe threat level, maybe affiliation choices?
I think Emma, with her 2 forms, is going to be a 4 or a 5.
Okay.
Because she has used Cerebro, so she's at least as mentally as powerful as Professor X. The interesting thing is, since she's going to have 2 forms, it's either going to be a transform mechanic, because she can't use her mental attacks when she's Diamond form.
Right.
Or she might just be a completely different character. Like, it may be Diamond form Emma, not Diamond form Emma. We don't know. So, I mean, we don't... But I think it's going to be a transform mechanic. Psylocke...
Kind of like what Hood does?
Yeah.
Okay.
Psylocke I could see as a 3 or a 4. She's definitely going to be a long mover. Definitely mystic attacks.
Oh, yeah.
She may be able to teleport. Like, maybe place herself range 2 or something like that. Just because she does have, like, weird stuff she can do.
Yeah.
She'll probably have, like, a martial prowess.
I wouldn't be surprised
Something
about
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
She should be X-Men and X-Force affiliated.
Yep.
Emma, they did say on the box, is going to come with a leadership card for the Hellfire Club affiliation.
Okay.
So, either they're just debuting Hellfire Club with her and whatever mutants are out, or there's another box they're going to have of Sebastian Shaw and somebody. But also, now we're going way off, and then we'll come back, I promise.
Yeah, no problem.
So, I was looking into the Hellfire Club, because I'm like, who in Marvel right now, who in MCP was in the Hellfire Club in the comics? So, yeah, you have your normal mutants that were there, whatever. But the 2 interesting additions that were in the Hellfire Club in the comics are Tony Stark and Norman Osborn.
Really?
Yes, they were apparently... They're like Tony's father was in the Hellfire Club back in the day, so he's in there like hereditary, and I think something similar with Osborn.
Okay, that would make sense.
So I'm like, that's interesting. I mean, it's the 2 members you don't hear a lot about because usually Hellfire Club is mutants, but yeah. So I thought that was interesting. But the other interesting thing for March, because February we have Spider-Woman, Agent Venom, and then Beta Ray Bill and Ulick. Right now, the only thing announced for March is Psylocke and Emma.
Right.
they're releasing at Adepticon a new organized play kit, just the Parker Luck, which is basically Peter Parker fighting the Sinister Six at Comic Con.
Yes, I remember seeing. I think you guys posted up in the Discord
Yes.
about that.
On that box is a picture of Vulture.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
And Vulture has the costume they're showing is a nice mix of comic Vulture and MCU Vulture because he has the flight helmet, which I thought was a great choice. So,
Yeah.
are we getting a Vulture Shocker box in March?
I mean, that would be fantastic because I think aside from Rhino, Spider-Foes really hasn't had much of a major shakeup, and
No.
I definitely would like to see more, especially with terms of range, because I don't think I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember everybody in Spider-Foes. I think most of them, except maybe for Mysterio, actual Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think who else might have in a range, but a lot of them don't really have a lot of range.
No, I mean Craven's a range 3, Rhino's a range 3.
Right. Keep forgetting Craven's a range 3.
Well, with the spear, he's a range 3, and he has
Yeah,
2
Spear's
also.
range 3.
Venom can pull you.
Yep.
I forget Carnage because I don't think I've ever used Carnage.
I got him half painted. That's about as far as I got
Listen,
with that.
I primed him in red and dry brushed him black, and he's done. That's just how that worked. But
Yeah, fair enough.
so yeah, Spider Foes. I feel like this is going to be definitely the year of mutants and spiders.
Which is great because I started with Web Warriors
Mhm.
and I'm always down for more Web Warriors. I just picked up probably 3 or 4 months ago pretty much the entire affiliation for Spider Foes, so I'm always down for more of that. I'm always happy for that.
Yeah, I want to be good with spiders, but I like to fight too much, and they don't like it.
Yeah, Art was telling me that because I'm overly aggressive, Weapon X seems to fit me a lot better than
Oh,
any affiliation.
he said the same thing to me. Like he's like, you're doing real good with Weapon X. Like I absolutely am doing fantastic with them. I love them so much.
Did Art tell you I gave him PTSD?
No, why? What happened?
My Bucky went off and wiped like half his team by himself. Like it was, and like I'm not even saying like I was like 1 or 2 like lucky rolls. I'm talking like rapid fire, like 6 damage on 4 dice. Rapid fire again, 6 damage on 4 dice. I think I did like 15 damage on
Nice.
2 attacks.
Nice.
And he's just sitting there like, why did I let you switch Bucky? Why?
Yeah, Art doesn't like my defense dice when I play against him. Like my defense dice are just on fire versus him.
Oh, he got mad at me because he kept trying to kill Deadpool, and Deadpool lasted like 4 or 5 rounds on like no health. Because he would get him down to 1 health, and then Deadpool would survive, and then he'd do it again. I think it was like round 3. He finally killed Deadpool.
Nice. And by the way, good luck to Rob and Art and Noah going to LVO. So
Oh yeah, they are going out that way. And good luck to them.
yes, they will be. They'll be streaming. Professional Casual Network is going to be streaming LVO all weekend. So
Okay, cool. When is LVO?
this I think the last chance qualifier I believe is Friday, and then
Okay.
the main tournament is Saturday, and then I think cuts are Sunday if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'll have to look. I'll have to look into that then, because I'm always down to watch actual high level play.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's gonna be super fun. But let's get back onto where we were going, and being that I
Right.
just changed the notes and decided we're going to talk about Beta Ray Bill first.
Okay.
Let's talk about Beta Ray Bill.
All right.
So, I will read his stats, and I'll do it. And do you want to read his attacks or his superpowers?
I'll go through the attacks.
Okay. So, Beta Ray Bill, also known as just Bill, which I think is wonderful. We got 4 physical, 4 energy, and 3 mystic defense. He is 6 health with a threat value of 4. He is size 2, moves medium, and he is on a medium base.
That's actually really good.
Yeah. The only thing that changes on his backside is he loses a stamina, so he goes from 6 to 5.
Okay.
So right off the jump, he's a pretty tanky boy.
Yeah.
I love medium move, medium base. That means you can reach a senator turn 1 move, and start laying a hammer down on people.
Yep.
So good. So yeah, we can start going down his attacks. So you can,
All right.
you can start taking that.
So the first attack we got here is Stormbreaker. It is range 2, 5 dice for no energy. After this attack is resolved, the character gains damage equal to, or gains power equal to damage dealt. And on wild, it gives you a stun, which is pretty good for a spender.
Yeah, absolutely. That's his builder.
Yeah, it's builder. I'm sorry. Yeah, and considering he's on that medium base, like he can get in somebody's face pretty quick for that.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's actually really good to have. The next one we're looking at is Summon the Storm. This is one of his spenders. If the target character has the
But
flight
hold on, you're
superpower,
getting ahead of yourself, man.
all right, sorry.
You got range, what type
Yeah,
damage?
yeah, yeah. I'm excited for the cool stuff the ability can do. All this stuff is tertiary.
Yeah.
He's a range 4 with six dice going into it for 2 power.
Mm-hmm.
The first effect, if the character has the flight superpower, this character may reroll up to 2 of its attack dice, including skull results, which is big.
Get it.
And the shock on wild, which is also pretty big too, because less defense is always a good thing.
Yes.
And not a lot of characters actually have abilities that, or even attacks that matter, let them reroll skulls all that often.
No,
So
not from the jump, not just in their attack,
no,
and it's an energy
exactly.
attack too, which is nice.
Yeah, which is also very, and that's six dice with 2 power is also pretty good bang for your buck off of that.
Yeah, Sabretooth has the same thing at range 3.
Yeah, my Sabretooth doesn't live long enough for me to get to do cool stuff with him, unfortunately. The next one we got down is called God Hunter. That is a range 2, 5 dice, 3 energy for the attack. You add you add dice to the attack roll equal to the target's size, which is a very interesting mechanic. And for bigger characters like Sentinel, maybe not something you really want to get hit with.
No, but like, it's when you look at that at first. When I first saw him, like 3 power for 5 dice, that's terrible. Then you're like, oh, I see.
Yeah, and then on a crit, wild, and a hit, you get the hurl, which after its attack is resolved, you throw the target character medium, and there's no size restriction on that, which is very good to have.
That's gross.
Like that's it may not do a lot in terms of the damage department, but if you get that to kick off, you get the extra dice on top of it from the character's size, which is the bonus damage, and then on top of that, you get to throw them away, which you'll either if you hit them is either good to get them off of an objective, or do a little extra damage to something around it, depending on what you throw it into.
Oh god, yeah. If you're hitting a Sentinel, so a size 5 Sentinel, and you
Yep.
hit the Yahtzee, now
Yep.
you're doing 10 dice and tossing him at Black Widow.
Yep, which is gonna probably kill Black Widow off the rip.
Yeah, just 6 damage just thrown. And if you're in Brotherhood, like you're probably getting power to him anyway.
Yep.
So it's gonna be fun times. All right,
Yeah,
so
he's that. Those are crazy. He's gonna be a pain in the ass already.
Oh yeah, he might. Did you know Beta Ray Bill was part of Weapon X? Bet you he did.
I didn't see him on that list I looked into. So if that was,
Oh no, he's in my Weapon X.
Oh, he's even. I thought he was actually part of the Weapon X.
No,
program.
no,
I'm like,
no,
I don't
no,
want to know
no.
how Weapon X figured out Asgardian shenanigans.
Don't worry about that.
All right, let's go into his
All right.
superpowers.
So his first is an active superpower, immeasurable strength. It costs 3 power. So choose an interactive terrain feature or enemy character, both of size 4 or less and within 2, and throw it medium. This superpower can only be used once per turn. So just yeeting people into other people. Or away.
He likes to throw stuff. He's gonna be. I think he'll be fun in Web Warriors, considering their play style. To be honest with you, and how
Oh,
tanky
yeah.
he is, him and ASM will be best friends.
Oh god, yeah. You have a team with, let's just say, ASM, Bill, and Venom.
Oh God,
That's a lot of stuff. You
That's a
pull
lot.
Venom towards you, or toward Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill picks them up, throws them somewhere else.
yep.
Yeah, if they're flying, they're getting 2 dice re-rolled. Plus, if you have Miles in there doing the leadership instead of ASM, you get another
Yep.
re-roll. Yeah, good stuff.
Okay, and honestly, being allowed to place him with ASM's ability is also going to be really annoying to deal with.
All right, so next we have his reactive superpower, Corbinite Cybernetics. Costs 1 power. If this character would suffer damage, it may use this superpower. Reduce the amount of damage suffered by 1. No minimum.
Okay.
Full
So,
stop.
yeah, so if you have the power for it, you could arguably negate an entire attack if you wanted to by the look of things.
Yes, however, sometimes you might not want to because of his next power. So, Honor Bound. After an attack targeting this is just an innate power. After an attack targeting this character is resolved, if this character suffered damage, it may advance short toward the attacking character. So it's aggressive.
Yep.
But if you reduce your damage to 0 with Corbinite Cybernetics, you don't get the aggressive.
It's definitely going to be a balancing act on
Yeah.
that one, but there's definitely going to be moments where you're like, you know what? I don't want him to run headlong at something at this particular moment, so it might be worth your while, but it depends.
Yes. But so it's gonna be a nice balancing act. It's gonna be very good. Now, next one, an 8, blessed by the All Father. During the power phase, this character gains 1 additional power because Odin likes Beta Ray Bill better.
He's the favorite son. Let's be real.
Yes, he is, because Odin just takes in all the adopted kids. So
Exactly.
And then his other innates, he has flight, and he's immune to bleed, incinerate, and poison.
Which there's a few of those crisis cards that he's gonna absolutely love.
Demons? He don't care about demons. Mm-hmm. No Terrigen Mist anymore, but he wouldn't care about that.
And he's going to ignore a large mechanic for Weapon X because, at least 3 characters on Weapon X give you bleed after they're done.
If they look at you, you bleed.
If you sneeze, you're bleeding.
Have fun. So Bill is going to be good.
He's gonna be a nightmare, I think.
Obviously, Asgard affiliated.
Yeah.
I mean, look at him; he's Thor's. He might be okay in Avengers. I don't know if he'd be an Avenger. He might be a Defender.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think he might just be Avengers. There is a case to be made eventually, that they might be doing the Annihilators.
Okay.
Which was Beta Ray Bill, Ronin. I feel like Drax might have been part of that. A bunch of cosmic type people.
Okay.
So they could slowly be going that way. He's definitely going to be in Guardians.
Is he really?
He was hanging out with the Guardians for a while.
Okay.
He's going to be real nasty in Guardians.
Oh, then Art's heart must be on cloud 9 at this point.
This has been Christmas for Art. Because Agent Venom is Guardians.
Yes,
with his stupid, silly pinball card that he has. Beta Ray Bill's going to be Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time for Art. Art's so happy.
I mean, it's nice because it gives Guardians something a little extra to work with. Because Guardians were the same 5 characters every match, and it's kind of unfortunate. There was no reason for you to use certain Guardians characters. I don't think there was any reason to ever use Nebula that I've ever seen, or Ronin. So It's nice to kind of maybe get something to shake up the list a little bit more, at least.
It's people crap on Gamora, but I love Gamora.
Listen, I was on the receiving end of your Gamora, so I don't, Most of my PTSD comes from playing you, to be perfectly honest.
I know. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
No, I know you're. I know you're not. There's a reason I own She-Hulk.
Listen, Leo's blowing me up. I'm not that good at this game. I'm really not.
No, this man's got rigged dice, is what it is. I've never seen somebody's dice explode like his do every game.
Yeah, no.
I will say this though: when your dice do abandon you, they don't just.
Oh yeah, they're gone.
Turns. It's the entire.
I'll tell you.
They don't show up that night.
I'll tell you why. So, beginning of the year, I'm like, you know what? New year, I'm switching my dice tray. I put a blue dice tray in there, rolling like dog shit for 2 weeks. Brought the red one back, murder. I beat Noah for the first time Saturday.
You know what? That's been your white whale for a while. Has been beating him.
Yeah, he was using Shadowlands Criminals, and it was nasty.
Oh, he actually went away from Asgard for once.
Yeah, she wanted to try something new because of Rhino. He didn't want to put Rhino just in Asgard. So we tried him in Criminals, and Rhino did what he had to do. But a lot of knives. A lot of knives, a lot of bullets.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So let's talk about my favorite girl. She's my new favorite. Well, second favorite because I love She-Hulk. Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, who... Spider-Woman is one of the first comic books I ever owned as a kid. I vividly remember... There was 2 comics. There was a Captain America comic that he was It looked like he was... I loved it because it looked like he was at the front of Castle Grayskull for some reason. But from the inside.
Okay.
It was he was at a Hydra base. But it reminded me of Castle Grayskull.
Okay.
And then I had a Spider-Woman comic. Because I thought she was like Spider-Man, but she's really not at all.
I can see where the confusion comes in.
Yes.
That makes sense.
But everybody was super hyped for Agent Venom. And yes, he looks like a great character. Spider-Woman has a lot of stuff going for her, and I think she's the secret character in the box.
Just glancing over what she can do right now, I feel like she's going to be a lot better than people are going to give her credit for, especially if you can kind of figure out what once you figure out how she works, she looks like she's going to get a lot more done than anyone thinks, especially with the interrogate ability on her, which is nice.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but she's going to be in 1,400 affiliations.
Oh, I'm sure of
No,
it.
like for real on the list. So I'll go down her stats. So
Okay.
Spider Woman, real name Jessica Drew. 4 physical, 3 mystic, 3 energy. Good times. She is 6 health, threat 4, size 2, and she moves long. That's
Which is
important.
that's very important. That's big.
Yes, and on the backside, the only thing that changes is she loses a health, so she goes down to 5.
Right.
So not a huge downside. Do you want? I'll do the attacks this time. You do the powers.
Sure. No
All right,
problem.
cool. So her first one, her builder energy, it's bioelectric strike. Range 3, which we love to see for a builder, especially. 5 dice. After the attack is resolved, this character gains power to damage dealt. Good. This is important. On a wild, she gets neuro disruption. Before damage is dealt, for each wild in the attack roll, the defending character gains one of the following special conditions: poison, shock, or stun. Before damage is dealt. So if you spike into somebody and you get like 4 successes, 5 successes, one of them's a wild, throw stun on there, they're getting 1 power.
Yep.
Terrible.
Which is, you don't see a lot of characters get that where you get the condition pick before. Usually it's after damage
Yes.
is dealt. So that's an interesting pickup on her end.
Yes, that's super interesting. Like her whole kit just seems very interesting. Her second attack, this is her spender, intoxicating blast, also an energy attack. Range 2, 7 power for 3 energy. On a wild, she gets sensory overload. If the target character has the poison special condition, before damage is dealt, this character may advance the target character short. So, you get a poison with bioelectric strike. Now you're in sensory overload. Then, after the attack is resolved, the target character drops all objective tokens they're holding.
Ooh, okay. Okay,
So,
so
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
she's definitely going in my Web Warriors list. That's
oh
no
god, yeah.
question.
So we'll come back to that after you go through the superpowers, but there's just interesting like play patterns you can do with that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, and I like the idea behind because I think I don't think aside from maybe Black Cat I don't think there's really no Rhino's got that now where this is
Yeah,
a
but that's on a
robbery
card, so it's a
It's
one
on a
shot.
card. It's not an ability, yeah, but
Yeah.
not many characters have that where they could force you to. Oh, Miles does. Miles does.
Yeah, we'll get to that in affiliations because there's somebody in one of her affiliations that can do it as well,
Okay.
besides
All right,
Miles.
so very true. So we'll get to her superpowers. So the first one that comes up is I don't fly, I glide. For 2 power, place this character within 2 of its current position. Superpower can only be used once per turn. So she has a place just like most of the Web Warriors do in some way, shape, or form. I think we all kind of saw that coming.
Yeah, she got wings, man.
This, yep, and this is the one that I'm kind of interested in that she has. I think only Widow Agent of Shield has this.
Yep.
Is the interrogate. This is for 3 power at the start of the cleanup phase. If this character is within 2 of 1 or more dazed enemy characters, it may use this superpower. Its controlling player increases the amount of VPs they score from the crisis cards during the cleanup phase by 1. So, if you get her in the right spot, someone else popped off, and you have the power to stick her right there, get some extra VPs out of it.
Yep.
That's interesting that she has that because, like I said, I think only
Only
Widow
Agent
has that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a cool power that they gave her. It's something you got to kind of watch out for now, like where, and not really like where you get dazed, but like how close do you want people to be
Yes.
in case you have that happen. Next one down is martial artist. When this character is defending against physical or energy attacks tagging target within 2 of her, this character adds blanks to its defense roll as total successes, which I know Okoye has that.
Oh yeah, she has that. Widow has that.
Widow's got that.
I think Viper might have that.
I don't know. I haven't seen. I don't think I know anybody who plays Viper. So
She's in my Hydra list. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I was shadowboxing, so I was playing on TTS by myself, Weapon X versus Hydra. And Viper completely eliminated Logan with the that Mystic super card they have, that the
Okay.
Unstable Mutation,
Okay.
murdered Logan. Like
Poor
round
Logan.
1 day or round 2 days, round 3 dead.
Wow.
Yeah, bad time.
Jeez, I have to watch out for that. All right, next one down on the list is stealth. Character must be within 3 of this character to target with attacks, which I I like stealth when it benefits me. I hate stealth when it's like
Mm-hmm.
this makes no sense. Why does this work this way?
Yes.
I'm still of the mindset that I understand I can't target you with an attack, but if I huck a grenade at something and it gets a lucky bounce, you should still get hit with that. But that's just
I
me.
agree. You can, if
Uh,
somebody has stealth, though, you can throw a building at them.
can you?
Yes, because
No one ever
it's not
told
a
me
target. You can't. It's not a target with an attack. You're hucking a
Okay.
building.
I see. I never knew that. That was a rule. That was a rule no one ever told me. So now I know. That's half the battle. And her final one, and this one obviously makes a lot of sense. She's immune to poison, and she also has wall crawler. Those two, I would be surprised if she didn't have at least the wall crawler on her. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Absolutely. So, let's talk about how these things are all going to work together. So, but in order to talk about her well, you need to talk about her tactics cards that were also revealed.
Yes.
So, one of them, they're both real good. Now, she's definitely going to be an A-Force because she, in the comics, part of A-Force, and she's on a damn A-Force assemble card. So if
Yes,
she's
she is.
not on in A-Force, I'm going to riot.
We'll just one man riot outside.
I will.
Of
I'll be punching the air. I don't even care. So, this card is probably going to be great in A-Force because she's going to be in A-Force almost 95%.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be in Hydra because they mentioned it on the box. She's going to be in S.H.I.E.L.D. because she was in S.H.I.E.L.D. also. She
Yep.
has been an Avenger. She's going to be in Web Warriors. Like, she's going to be in a lot of affiliations.
Yeah, she definitely. Is
She could
gonna
be
have
in
a lot of
Defenders. I believe she was in the Defenders for a minute.
that I wouldn't know. That I think a lot of other people in the group might know that one. That one I'm not sure of.
Yeah. So this one is it's called On Patrol,
Mm-hmm.
unaffiliated, reactive card. An allied Spider-Woman or allied Carol Danvers may spend 2 power to play this card during the power phase. This round, whenever an enemy character interacts with or picks up an objective token, both Carol Danvers and Spider-Woman may advance short.
Well, all right then.
The dream is figuring out how to play that on turn 1. Because it's 2 power. I mean, and I'm talking turn 1, not just round 1. Like, yeah, you can do Wong, pass a power, but, like, I think you have to be with Dormammu in order to do that turn 1. So,
Maybe unless you want to start running what is it? Advanced R&D again.
yeah, do that too. But then you're already burning 2 cards right from the jump.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that is a good card with a powerful effect.
I
And
mean, it's.
so-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say so good.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen a card, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because there's so many tactics cards in the game at this point. I don't think I've seen one where you have the advance off of an interaction with an objective.
No,
I don't think I've ever seen something like that before.
nope.
And considering what Spider-Woman can do, and then considering what Carol can do, I think that's getting them anywhere remotely close is going to be a kind of a deterrent for some people on certain things. Like maybe, make sure like if you're going to interact with something, it's going to be something further back, just to kind of maybe try and draw. Like you're going to have to definitely play around that without question, especially if
Yeah.
they're not activated yet.
Speaking of playing around a card, I love this card so much. Double Agent. It is an unaffiliated reactive card. At the start of the activation phase, an allied Spider-Woman may spend 2 power to play this card. Choose an enemy character. The next time the chosen character gains an activated token, remove an activated token from Spider-Woman.
Oh wow, that's a
Now, granted, it could be kind of easy to play around this card. This is going to be a card that you don't bring every time. But when you do bring it and you play it right, it's going to be impactful. Because let's just say, let's say you're playing Defenders, or let's say you're playing with Original Strange. Okay?
okay.
So she's on your team, Strange is on your team. You pick somebody to next time they get an activated token. So, as the opponent, you're either okay. I'm going to try to kill Spider-Woman first before she can activate again, or I'm just not going to activate that character for a little while. What if Strange does his spender and activates somebody after you've activated Spider-Woman? Now, activated token. Now she's getting a second attack.
Yeah.
Now, also with this, if you play it right, you daze somebody.
Right.
Okay? Somebody dazed somebody. Spider-Woman's already activated. Somebody's dazed somebody. Somebody else gets the activated token because that's who she picked. Now she's back. She can zoom over there and interrogate him.
Yeah, that's true.
With that long move.
That is very, yeah. Wow. All right. I hadn't even thought of that as a play, to be honest with you.
Yeah, diabolical things. That's what I try to think of.
Well, I mean, yeah, you listen. You're the reason why I have some of my lists set the way they are because, like, you were like, you'll come up with a tech idea, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'll try it. I'm playing that list currently.
Yeah.
Why not? I just pick violence every time I play.
Yeah, I tend to now. So she just has so many good things. And then what I was saying with the intoxicating blast, she makes people drop stuff.
Yep.
So does Human Torch.
Yes, he does. I actually picked him up for Weapon X just to try and get the dossier on Wolverine or somebody I care about faster.
Yeah. So now you have two people in S.H.I.E.L.D., theoretically, because we don't know the affiliations for sure.
True.
That can make you drop stuff. Throw Pyro in there. He has a card that makes people drop stuff.
Yep.
Have Rhino robbing people. So many people now have that extract game, and it's better now because there isn't the one single objective.
Yeah.
Like, this has the ability, especially like a character like Torch, or if you have her in the right spot and she's getting... I mean, her spender isn't expensive. If you have two people with poison and she has 6 power, she can do Intoxicating Blast to 2 people, possibly get 2 people to drop objectives.
Yep.
So, and that doesn't need the wild. She just needs to do the attack.
Yeah.
The wild is the advance.
Yeah, which is great. Like, I'm very happy that she has this ability because that plays at least again like she hopefully she will be Web Warriors, but assuming that that's the case that she's automatically in there, that's big because Web Warriors are all about the objective play and it also gives you a break from having Black Cat in your list and say you don't want to take Miles. Well, now you have somebody else that can be like, okay, I may not be a leadership, but I can still make you drop stuff.
Yeah. So and then you have Miles. So you have Miles, you have Spider-Woman, you have Torch, you have Rhino with a card, you have Pyro with a card. You have Black Cat who can steal. You have Enchantress who can steal.
Yep.
You have Voodoo who can make you drop stuff.
Yep, and Voodoo is still very powerful even with the changes to the Crisis cards.
So right there you have 8 people that can interact with objectives. You almost can make an entire squad of steal your shit.
Yeah, you could. Which would be really, especially like if someone drops something, you have Toad on the list, so that Toad hops up, grabs it, spends his power, and just GTFO. Like, you could definitely do that. Like, you can get at least a 9-person list going of steal your stuff.
Yeah. And so I like this new era we're in. It's like it's a whole new game. All of these releases have just been back-to-back fire.
They have not done a bad job yet with a single character, and I think it's nice that they're kind of getting away from the stringent, like, this is the list you have to play. Now they're like, okay, yeah, this is where this character belongs, but we've got them built in such a way where you could stick them in 17 different other affiliations and they'll work just as well, if not better.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, like just Agent Venom. Yes, he's going to be S.H.I.E.L.D. He's also Guardians. He's going to be a murderer in Guardians. He's going to be fantastic. Like, and it brings a different attack type to Guardians.
Yep.
So
because they don't really have physical in any way, shape, or
no,
form.
they have Drax and Gamora. That would be their physical.
Drax and Gamora.
I mean, and Groot. But he's going to be someone that you're going to take a lot. Somebody described him as Hawkeye with cool stuff to do with his powers.
Poor Hawkeye.
I know, I love Hawkeye, but like literally he just stands there shooting his arrows, placing, shooting his arrows, placing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's your battery for Follow Me.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we think of the characters. Like, I see her in Weapon X.
I agree with that. I could definitely
They
see
give
that.
a long mover, they give an energy attack type, if she gets the poison on somebody and then moves somebody into the blade blender,
Hmm.
it's going to be great. And drop your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Which, which I believe, I don't know, does it? I don't know if that would count towards the dossier at all. Does
All objective tokens.
so?
Dossier is an objective token.
It does kind of. So if that's the case, then yeah, like that's just another option for you to
Yep.
get that on somebody a lot faster, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like it stops you from having to murder something to get it off, which is what Weapon X really, which is great to have in there now.
Oh yeah, that's all they want to do. So
That's they just want more stuff in there, and it's like and I was like I've looked at Agent Venom, and like the second I saw him, I was very excited for what he can and can't do, and like what I was already thinking like the chicanery that I can come up with for him in terms of like putting him in Web Warriors. He does have one card with I think it's just Peter Parker Spider-Man, like
Yes.
any Spider-Man that's Peter Parker, where they gain each other's abilities,
Mm-hmm.
and look him with rerolls is a terrifying thought.
Oh god, yeah. I am shocked he didn't have just one innate reroll with all those tentacles and guns.
I I don't blame you on that, but I think like looking
Or
at
rapid
his
fire.
kit-
Or
yeah,
rapid
rapid
fire.
fire that was why definitely okay. I can see the rapid fire being a problem. Rerolls, considering what he can do, letting him, especially his was it, I think it's his third spender. It's a beam 3 for 7 dice on 4 energy, and was it on wild and a hit after each one deals 1 damage to each enemy character within 2 of that. Like you shouldn't that much. You should be allowed to reroll that stuff. Like that that's
Hey,
unnecessary
Logan can
stuff.
re-roll it if he's away from his if he's out of range 3 of people.
Logan, yeah, but the thing, Logan has to not die in order to get that to work. That's the problem.
I'm going to make Beamtown. I'm just going to make a list of all beams.
That terrifies me. Whenever you come up with an idea of like, I'm usually the guinea pig for it, which scares me.
You played him against my stupid, really tanky Avengers list, right?
Weapon X?
No, Avengers, where everybody
Okay.
either had invulnerability or could boost their defense. It had like Thanos, Hulkbuster.
No, I remember playing against that list. I think that was around the time I tried Spider Foes.
Oh yeah, maybe.
That I don't I that wouldn't surprise me because like I hop between I'm bad. I hop between affiliations
Me
so
too.
much.
I do have affiliation, like I'm like, oh, I got all the toys. I want to play with all the toys. Like tomorrow, I'm bringing Weapon X because I'm bringing Weapon X, but I'm also bringing Sentinels because I haven't painted. I want to try them out. Plus, like, we've been getting so many new people. I
Yep.
don't want to play a new person with Weapon X because then I'm going to make them feel bad.
I'm
Like,
glad to see you've learned that lesson.
I know because I did. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll teach you how to play. Let me use A Force. Oh, here comes
Yeah.
She-Hulk elbow drop.
Yeah, I'm playing with the base box character. You have a full A-Force affiliation.
Yeah, but you stuck around. Look, it helped you build character.
No, I'm just salty and vengeful. But yeah, I had the same problem because like I went into I bought Violent Cap and Human Torch, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, do I want to get what is it? Did I want to get War Machine and Sam Captain America, or did I want to start building towards Shield? Because thanks to you, I think Shield's cool and I want to play Shield.
Shield
now.
is fun. Shield is fun. They take a while to learn.
Right.
Like I'm still learning Shield. Like I had to put them down because my brain hurt. Like it take a little while. But I think I'm probably gonna pick them up again when Venom or Agent Venom and Spider-Man will come out.
Which was probably a good time to do it. Which speaking of that, I think we figured out what was wrong with my War Machine, why he won't sit on the base properly.
What?
The consensus is that when I glued his one leg on, it was in the slot right, but there's like a millimeter that it could get pushed back, and it's not
I gotcha.
as far back as it can go, and that's a really horrible design flaw.
Yeah. You could always like cut the smoke trail and then twist a little.
Yeah, someone told me that I could just get green. I think it was Rob told me I could just get green stuff and just build that
The
back
smoke.
up.
Yeah.
I'm not overly concerned about it. I was just concerned because I was like, did I get an effective War Machine? Because that wouldn't be my luck.
No, you're fine. So we talked about LVO real quick. Our boys are going to LVO. Good luck to them.
Yep.
Now, we are at the beginning of convention season.
Yes, we are.
So Captain Con in Rhode Island is the beginning of February. I'm not making it to that one.
Yeah, I had a choice to make on that one, and going to Vegas and Arizona in March sounded like a little bit more fun than
Yeah.
spending a weekend in Rhode Island.
So, and then you have Adepticon coming up in March. I have two big cons, or two big events I'm hoping to hit.
Mhm.
I'm hoping you could hit one of them. So we got ACO in June, the Atlantic City
Okay.
Open. I went there last year, and I'd been playing the game for like 4 months. I
Right.
didn't completely get washed out. I at least won, I think, one or two matches, which was fun. I was running an Avengers list. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I was running my Guardians A Force list. That's what
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
running.
regarding Ace Force. 'Cause I remember you were labbing that for a little while before you went down.
Yeah, that was super fun, and that's where like I met a lot of people. Like it's a really nice community, and that was their first time doing MCP. So they only had a few tables, and right now at LVO, MCP is like one of the main events. They sold over 200 something tickets across
Wow,
all of the MCP events.
that's awesome because MCP started up what 2019,
It
like right around
started
the time
right
before
before the
we picked up.
pandemic,
Yep.
right before. So I'm hoping to hit ACO, which I'm definitely hitting that. I'm staying down in AC for the weekend, and Nova Open in September, which is Labor Day weekend, which I
Okay.
wanted to go to last year. I just never got. I wasn't able to. Just we had just came back from Florida, and I just couldn't swing it.
Nova Open is where?
Washington, TC.
Washington. No, DC. Okay, that's not that bad. I
No,
have family down there, so I had a place to stay at the very least.
yeah, it's
That's
like a
easy for
3 hour
me.
drive, and it's another big convention that had a very big MCP presence. There are a couple other ones. They're on my radar, but like there's one that's going to be out in Nashville and all that. But I'm hoping to hit those two. Plus, I'm trying to get something going in November.
Hmm.
Name to be determined later because I got to find out if I get the place first, which I'll find out next month.
Right. Yeah. Remember you and Mike were talking about that, I think, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
You guys had made a mention of something.
yeah, I'm trying to do, and I'll probably host another PAX event this year because PAX was super fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't make it on that one. That bummed me out, but it's that time of year trying to get time. Everyone's trying to get time off like right around the time of year
Yeah,
because once Christmas hits, they're like, "Ha, you need time off? Good luck, buddy.
like you
Not
better
happening."
quit.
Yeah, exactly. You're either dead or you quit. Those are your two choices to get
Yeah.
time off.
So, what about you? Do you have any goals that you're hoping to hit this year?
I mean, in terms of goals for the game itself, I definitely need to sit down and like I need to like pick one list and really like learn it. I think because I have like that ADD where I jump around so much. In
Hmm.
terms of like tournament stuff, I'm rough with tournaments because like you guys have seen, like I'm not bad at the game, but I definitely have my moments where I'm a little harder on myself than I need
You
to.
get
I definitely,
flustered.
yeah, it's especially when like I run into guys like Art, who's like, okay, cool, wipe your whole team like 2 rounds in, we're
Hmm.
done here, have a good one. But I don't know, I want to start going at least to the smaller tournaments, like the one that you guys run at the shop at RSG. If
Hmm.
I can get to some of the ECG ones, like I like start small, maybe start working my way up to the bigger ones, like
Yeah.
kind of get more used to the environment because my first tournament experience was not a well no it was, no my first tournament wasn't that bad. The second no it was the first one. The first one I went to I didn't have a good
That was the
tournament
one at
experience.
ECG, right?
Yeah, it was one at
Yeah.
ECG where someone played off of my anxiety to get a win out of me, and that kind
Yeah.
of soured me on the experience.
He
So I got
hasn't
kind
really
of
been
work.
there, so
You guys had told me that they weren't really like part of the group, which bothered me even further.
yeah.
But it's I got to kind of rework myself up to it because after that it was really hard for me to sit down and be like I want to do tournaments again
Hmm.
because I can take losing, but I can't take losing off of something like that. You know what I mean?
Listen, man, the tournament we had this past week, that's the first time I've come in top three since I've been playing. And I've been playing a year.
Hmm.
Like, you got to remember at the end of the day, it's for fun. Like, I got salty a few weeks ago with Noah because it was my fault. I saw blood in the water. I was like, I'm gonna kill this guy, and I didn't pick up the objective, and that's what made me lose. So like, it takes time. Like Weapon X, it's real easy to get lost in the killing,
Oh
and
yeah,
I almost did it again, but I took a step. I'm like, wait, let me grab this first.
yeah. I had that moment. Wolverine cleared Rocket, Groot, Angela, and I think he cleared one more. He cleared 4 people with
Hmm.
one attack. Got the dossier drop, got an objective drop, and I'm sitting here like, there's no way I can get both of them. And my first instinct was pick up the thing that makes Wolverine kill stuff harder.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, no, no. Let me get the points. Let me take the objective. I'll leave the dossier there. He's gonna have to pick up the dossier again if he doesn't want me to get it,
Hmm.
and we'll go from there. Like I'm getting better at that aspect of the game
Yeah.
because I'm so used to games where like the blood and the water is the right way to go. It's the
Hmm.
strategic side of it I'm still working on, but I'd like to get to more tournaments, especially like now that the holidays are definitely done and I can start getting around a little easier. Like if I can get to ACO, even just to watch and kind of soak in the atmosphere a little bit, I'd go to ACO in a heartbeat.
Yeah, listen, I went last year. I bought a ticket for 2 days, but I didn't stay down there.
Mhm.
And I didn't know signing up that was a 5 round tournament. So I got there at 8 in the morning. I didn't get home until 10 at night, I think. I got
Right.
home, I'm like, listen, I want to go to day 2. It really depends how I feel in the morning. I woke up the next morning, I'm like, I'm not going. Because I live an hour away from AC. If I would have stayed down there, 100% would have been there for day 2. But
Right.
so lesson learned. I'm staying down there this year.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
no,
And that's
ACO was super fun.
like it. I didn't even know these were things. Like coming into into everything with you guys, it definitely like opened my eyes, like the broader scheme of
Like
like
tabletop
what
gaming.
is around. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because like I've only really played Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I wanted to get into Warhammer, but looking at Warhammer, that's not only a major commitment, but the amount of like rules and extra stuff that I have to pick up on for the it was too
Yeah.
much. This was perfect, and I don't mind like 3 or 4 rounds of Marvel. I just got to get faster. That's my other thing too. Is I sit there and agonize over one move because I don't know what the right choice is. But
And that
sometimes
comes
I
with
just gotta,
time. That comes with time. That
yeah,
comes with practice.
yeah. That like my big goals are like more personal ones more
Mm-hmm.
than like the tournament side of things. Like if I can get the tournaments, that'd be great. But I want to increase my confidence with the game first
Yeah.
and get that comfort level of like, okay, I made this choice, come what may. Dice spike, cool. Dice fail me, dice fail me. It is what it is.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. But yeah, man, it was super fun having you on.
I appreciate you having me on. Like this was
Alright.
really, really cool.
Yes. The first guest in the not Mike so much era.
The
um,
Mike less area.
yeah. So yeah, Mike will be around, like I said, but no, we're definitely gonna have you on again. It was super fun
I
having you on
appreciate that.
because we haven't had a chance to just sit and talk. Like we go to the shop, we play and whatever, but like we don't get a
Yeah,
chance to
like
just like sit and bullshit.
yeah, like we'll BS like a little bit, but usually like you're heading out the door because you got to get home because you got work tomorrow. Everyone's
Yeah.
like once everyone packs up, it's like maybe like 20 minutes of BS talk and everyone's out the door and see you
Yeah.
next Tuesday.
Exactly. But yeah, you know what you said. And on that, I'm Will,
I'm Leo.
and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one, guys.
Oh, damn it! I hit the wrong button.